20 projects in business innovation coaching. I'm here to help matching skills with project. There are great skills that I've seen in all of the team and the participants, and I will make sure that they get the right projects, because all of us have to make an effort tonight and this weekend. So I'll enjoy, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. So with this, we finish with all the teammates that are going to support all of you. So now, Michael, if you want the question and answer parts, and just to try that, because this time the people cannot hack. I want that the hacking start. We don't stop this.
It's okay. So you have this question and answer. It's an icon with a question mark. You can click on it, and you have a lot of questions. Some of the questions I already answered with text, but some of I'm not sure if I still see the other ones. Let me see. I will. Let me find the one that I could not answer. Okay. Just a second. I'm filtering here to see the ones that still open.
So what I would like just to highlight, really, I am the one that I am sending few messages, but very concrete. So what we are looking with this hackathon for the health is that we can find some solutions, some top solutions, very practical, please, very practical, that can be implemented in the following weeks. Also, maybe, why not, days sometimes, or months. So between European Commission and other important players can support this solution. When I mean this solution can be already, a startup with a product, a service that maybe for any reason they don't have enough support, and thanks to this hackathon, they can really has the platform, okay? So please try to be as much as simple in the presentation, in the approach. That's why the webinar today is not to send more messages, it's just that you can know what the team, can support you, how the team can support you. I think we have a very strong team, and again, we have really 2 days to work very hard, all of us. As I mentioned, we are a big family. The important thing is to think like this. Here, there is no levels, okay? We are in an horizontal. So what we need is to support all together all these projects, okay? And please, again, we are part as well of your teams, but again, we are in the side of supporting, okay? So Michael, I don't know if you want to...
So there, I can read it to you because maybe it's faster this way. So there is a question from Roberto Pagani, I hope so. In the challenge 3, protection of medical staff, are you considering also protection from a mental and emotional perspective, not only protection against the virus? We have a proposal called Med IT Aid for the well-being of medical staff through management of stress, breathing, meditation, and wants to know if you could also propose it in the challenge 3. Right now, we are in some other challenge. To be honest, yes, of course, go ahead in Slack, and actually, it's kind of a question for me, I notice now. Go ahead in Slack and search for this other challenge that you think fits best. It doesn't really matter in Slack too much because the final submission is in DevPost. So you just search for the best fitting category in DevPost. Don't worry too much about it because if you're between categories, just pick the one that you think is best. I mean, you will still have a very, very good chance, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to just be a good idea, and that's what matters, right? Somebody came in here, Simone. Can you see Arturo? Somebody came in, Simone.
Okay, so Simone, if you have the chance, please, you can close the mentors coordinator. Simone, we cannot hear you.
Okay, he cannot hear us, yeah. I have another question to answer in the meantime, or to read. So at the very end of the webinar, could you recap name of challenge leaders, what platform we will be working on, or webinars, what we'll be using, size of each challenge, current number of participants. Yes, I have a link for that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, please, Simone.
Oh, sorry, I don't know. Not very much practice with Samba, but I will improve. I'm Simone De Pascalis, and I work for Fonderie Peri in quality and business management in Italy. I want to say what I learn in life and what I'm learning with you guys is this: it is in the worst storm, both in the sea and in life, that we see who the real sailor is. And I feel here I found a lot of good sailors, guys. Thank you to be part of this crew. I will be a mentor coordinator here for protection and medical personnel.
Thank you, Simone. Grazie. Okay. So,
Grazie a voi.
so now,
to
Michael,
get back to this question, so the name of the challenge leaders, yes, I understand. So if you can see my screen, I'm just showing this whiteboard, so you can see the hierarchies, right? That there's challenge leaders. So sharing this makes sense, right? So you have like a list of people that you can contact. I don't have it right now, but Arturo, do you know where to find this list? Otherwise, I can make it happen somehow.
no, yes, what we are going to do, if you can, Michael, in the meantime, put the Domain Health and Life channel, and we can share this because it's already there, okay? And also, it's part of the description of this webinar with a clear information. But anyway, we can double check this, that all people are with the same information. But what I can say following this is that what we did now in this 1 hour, sorry for the delay, because at the end, the 30 seconds, as you see, we have a lot of energy, so it's difficult to stop. So we explained again, following this part, we have, I am here, and after we were first the challenge lead was the first part, after was really the domain board was the second part, after was the challenge board, was the third group, fourth group, the team coordinators, and finally the mentor coordinators. So as you can see, this is the group, the family that is going to support you. What I'm going to do is now when Michael include this in here to see what is the message in the domain, is to give all the details of all these pending people: domain board, challenge board, mentor, and team coordinator. I was waiting to have this webinar first that you know all of them, because now the important ones is the challenge lead, okay? This is the ones that you need really to do the approach until now, and now is the moment to really the more practical support coming from the team coordinator, mentor coordinator, and as I explained, the domain board is just an inspirational people, okay? That I'm going to explain this in a Slack, in this message that Michael will share, and the challenge board really at the end are experts, okay? Experts in each challenge, okay? That's the simple picture, okay? So Michael, you know what I'm telling you? Yes,
yes, I posted it into the domain channel so that we can answer it later, because it's a bit more. Also, now Arturo, if you click on the questions and answers part, or the questions and answers icon on the left, you can see a bit more questions. If you want, you can answer them live.
Okay.
Depends which one. So I go top down. Yeah. Can you just read out, please, for the recap, the challenge leads?
Okay, okay, can you read it out, please, for the recap? The challenge leads. Okay, the challenge leads, I think with the ones that you are going to share, Michael, are there, the complete list, okay? So I think we can already, this is a answer, okay?
We will answer it in Slack, yes.
Yes.
How important will the regulatory matters in order to create projects? Will be regulatory in order to create projects, meaning that we mustn't be stick to current rules if the idea is really promising. We know ventilators. Okay. So I mean, it has to be a feasible idea, and the reason is that we are trying to do follow-ups. You know, you heard it maybe in the live stream, this matchathon, where you want to match your idea or your team with somebody that can give him funding or help you and so on. So if it's a feasible idea that can really improve real life and people's problems, then yes. So if it's something that so basically regulation, it has to support, it has to respect regulation. Okay, of course it has to, because otherwise it's not feasible, right? So you can do a prototype just to prove a point, but ultimately it has to be possible to make this legally solution, if I got it right.
Yeah, but just to add as well, think about that we are looking for something very mature, if it's possible, okay? Because you have to understand that this hackathon is at European level. So this means that in your country already happened a hackathon, similar hackathon, okay? So the idea, this one is just now like a meeting point of all these other hackathons, okay? So all this issue should be already faced in this previous hackathon, okay? And also take into account the support of the European Commission as policy, okay, as policy level. So in the regulatory, you can have some advantage, but again, try to avoid very initial ideas. Please try to go to more mature and to reuse. That's the key word. Please reuse and synergies with the things that are already put in place in other hackathons, okay, during the crisis. So
that makes sense. Other questions? I got a thank you. That's great.
How can the teams have the same idea? How? Okay, this is a good question, Michael. How we could check if the other teams have the same idea?
Yes, so I answered that one with a message already. So you can go to DevPost, to the official DevPost of EU versus virus. By the way, if you go to devpost.com, we are the first project on the very top of the page, so you cannot miss it. Then you go to submissions, and so you read through those submissions and check if some other people have the same idea. You can also use the search to search for keywords. But we already have 797 submissions, so have fun. But this is the way to do it, okay? This is the way to find other projects that may be very similar to you, which is also a good way to join those teams.
Exactly. And following this, I encourage, please, to talk with these similar ideas, because at the end, maybe 1 + 1 can be 3, you know? So we can multiply the effect. We want impact, okay? Take into account this, okay? The jury will look for impact solutions, okay? Because again, the health domain is very, very sensible nowadays. We are looking for this impact to save lives, okay? And to help people in the next months, that Europe, okay, can be a good example how volunteers and people and startups and innovators can support in that way. So please, it's an advantage, you know, to see other ideas and to discuss how to join.
Cool. Okay, let's help people a bit more. What else?
Yes, I think that was.
If there is a ready solution, a product already developed and in use, but with raw outreach, can it be supported? Yes, yes, of course. So yeah, sure. So if it's like a startup thing where you're just starting and you already have a solution, but it's not like, we don't want to support in this case like huge corporations, right? So if you have a small business running, that's perfect. So small medium enterprise, SMEs called, totally perfect reach. Put it in there. It's exactly for you.
Michael, there is one similar that I don't know if related with DevPost. Can we transfer team ownership submission to another team member?
Yes, but you have to be part of the. So in DevPost, people can put you. In DevPost, you can put all the team members or the people that are part of this submission, and if you are part of that, then you should be able to change it. But you have to the other solution is to reach out to the leader or to the one that created the submission in DevPost, so that they make you the owner of that. So yeah, you can, but you have to talk to the person that submitted it. or you maybe already have permissions. I don't know, your setup depends on you.
Okay, I see, Michael, for example, simple question for this, simple answer about, is possible to change the email of the team leader? I say yes, is correct, Michael?
Yes, but I think I need a bit more context to that. But we can make Lure also. We can give him speaker rights to ask the question a bit like live.
Okay.
Let me try to do that.
Is
he still there? I don't see the.
Is Jure Rosso.
Rosso. Oh, okay, let me do it.
In the meantime, someone is asking about the when Emily Funk, when and how will mentors know which teams we will support during the weekend? If it's correct, Michael, I think today in the night, yeah?
Yeah, so Josine Bacchus, which is, you can find her in Slack, Josine. She is responsible for this, and she will, and they're working hard right now on a huge Google Sheet to assign mentors to a team. So that's why it's so important to form teams in DevPost. What do I mean by this? I mean, create a submission and just put people in there, right? So each submission has people. Those people are the team. Okay, so do that, and today in the night, I'm pretty sure they will work in the night. They will assign mentors to your team, and they will then contact you. Jure?
Yeah.
Can you explain what you mean with your question?
Yeah, just because I sign up with an email that I created for my team, but I cannot receive the Slack credential on it. So
okay.
I want to change it to receive my Slack credential to join the channel.
Okay. Do you mean for which tool? For DevPost, for Slack, for what do you mean? Which email? Where did you use that email?
For the team registration.
Okay.
Assigned to my name, there is an email for the team, and I want to change it with my mail.
So you didn't, but are you in Slack already, or did you not get this email?
No, because this email cannot receive from outside, so Slack cannot send.
It's not too bad, right? You can just you can register again, right, on the website. Use another email. Let me see. It's an individual registration. Yes, you can still do that. If you register right now, you just get an email immediately. It's all automated. You get an email with the Slack invitation, and you can do the rest. Okay.
Also, if my team is already full, I can use the link of the team is LC versus COVID.
Okay. In Slack now? You talk about Slack or?
Yeah, it's also in Slack,
okay. Yeah, sure, you can, but I just create another registration and then just talk to the same people in Slack and they let you in and stuff, right? So it should work out, no problem.
But okay.
So do you know what I mean? Just register as a completely new person and go into Slack because you're gonna receive an email, right? And you go into Slack and you just chat with the people that you already know, right? You can find all of them because it's in Slack you can find everybody, right? You can talk to anyone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I think there are some other questions, like for example from Rebecca Picconi. Hi, we were the HD3 Studios team. Has our project arrived? When we will know our coordinator? I think
also tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same, but again, coordinator. Be careful with this. Coordinator can be the team coordinator. Okay, can be people that already are answering your questions in Slack, so already are there. Other thing is the mentor coordinator. Okay, or your mentor. Is something different, but again, from tomorrow early in the morning, everything will be prepared to support at any level. Okay. And
so about the HD3 Studios project, I'm looking right now in DevPost submissions, and I cannot find a project with that name. So I recommend you go to DevPost. I will send the link as an answer to your question here in Samba. So yeah, I don't know what name you gave it in DevPost, but I cannot find it. So please put it there.
Okay. Michael, maybe about the question of the teams will be good because you answered one question, but I think we have maybe to help. How is the process? So the deadline of the teams is already finished, yeah?
The deadline of the teams is team formation is basically until today, 9 o'clock, which is, you still have time. You still have about 1 hour 15 or something.
Okay.
And the reason for this is, so what does it mean to create a team? So because we're using DevPost as the I will have the word in a second. It's called point of truth, so for all submissions, we are also using DevPost for who is in which project, and each submission, right? Each submission, you can have people inside, and those people when we see those people as a group, we call them a team, right? So in order to create a team, there is no feature in DevPost that it's called team, okay? There is not, but you go to a submission, you create a submission, and in that submission you put people, and those are the team members, right? And you just create a submission with your idea. It doesn't have to be finished, right? It doesn't have to be, you can edit it 50 million times, but just create it so that we know, okay, there is this idea with those people, cool, this is a team. There is this other idea with these people, cool. We will export this, so after 9 o'clock today, we will export into Excel, and then we will work through this list and assign mentors to each of those submissions or / teams. Okay, so this is why it's important to have your stuff in DevPost. It's very important, right? So this is how you help us to give you a mentor, by putting it in the DevPost. I put the link again. I will just put it right now in the chat here.
But Michael, just to help our teammates, that's because, you know, all of us are with teammates. There is a question. DevPost has some maybe technical problems because one question is down. You already answered. You are right. Is possible maybe to postpone a little bit, instead of 9 today, maybe 10 or not? There is any chance due to maybe?
So okay, let me answer it in sequence. So DevPost is already back up. They were down for maybe 10 minutes, so it's not too bad. Okay, it's up and running fine. I cannot guarantee you that we will postpone this, because I have to talk to the team in charge of this, which is Josine, right? Bacchus. Her team will have to work long hours today in order to map each of the submission to a team mentor, to a mentor and a team coordinator as well. So they have here, after this call, so we already are at 810 projects or submissions / teams, which they have to find a mentor for. Okay, if we make this longer, then they have to work in the night even more. So I try to avoid it. Okay, so step on it. I think it's fair to the team in charge of this.
Yeah, fantastic. So I think there was a pending question about the question of the protection from a mental and emotional perspective from Roberto Pagani. Just to highlight what we mentioned during the webinar, the other challenge, Roberto, is important because can cover this mental part, okay? The question now is if the same team, Michael is correct, cannot be in two challenges. So you have to decide to be in one challenge or in another. So maybe it's better to go to the challenge 8, Roberto Pagani, because maybe it fits better what you are expecting from more the mental and emotional perspective. Okay. But Michael, I'm thinking, so in this case, can have two solutions in two challenges, and the team can be split, so in two parts?
Yeah, sure. To be honest, we're not gonna go and track down every single submission if it is absolutely perfect, whatever. I don't care, to be honest. So you put your solution in DevPost. If it's good, it will move on, right? So I don't care. You can put 10 solutions. I don't care. I don't think you have so much time, by the way, to put so many solutions, but or submission. But I don't care, right? Whatever. So you can put 50 solutions. if you already have them. Let's say you're a serial entrepreneur and you have 3 startups and you want to put all of them, fine, no problem. But just one of them can go further, right? Not just one of them, but if you're lucky, all of them will go, but it's very unlikely. So I understand some people want to improve their chances. It's all about statistics, all about numbers. I understand. Sure, go ahead. It's not like we're going to track down if it has been created over the weekend or if it already exists for 3 years. We don't care, actually, because even startups, we want to help them, right? We want to give them funding. So we want to do the follow-up. So we don't really care if it was created today or yesterday or a year ago, as long as it's not like a huge corporation. They have other means of getting help. We want to help the startups, right? Small, medium business.
So, but Michael, so in other words, just to give a message, is that the team can apply to different challenges. Okay, is correct?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can.
Cool.
So the idea of applying to a challenge in the registration form was because we were a bit afraid of having 18,000 people, which we are right now. I think, let me see, we are 21,000 people in Slack, and we didn't want to put them all in all challenges, right? Because that's crazy. It's too many people. So we said, okay, you choose a challenge, and then we put you automatically in Slack in this one challenge channel, so you can be a bit more protected from like so many people. But in DevPost, which is actually the source of truth at the end of this hackathon, you can put whatever. Okay, we don't care. You can put anything in any challenge you want. This is why also we have created Slack channels for the challenges, which are public, so you can jump around. Okay, but we just wanted to split the audience when we put them into Slack, so that it's not crazy mess. From the beginning. It can get crazy maybe on Sunday, but at least it's not from the beginning.
Good. I see. I think you already answered. Also, to highlight the question, when will be the deadline of the idea submission? Is it 9 p.m. today or on April? So on Sunday at the end.
Yeah. So the idea submission. So if you want a mentor, then you should submit right now. Okay, very quickly, because we want to give you a mentor. So for that, we need some list. If you don't care, you don't need a mentor, you don't need something like this, whatever. You can. The deadline for you, if you do not need a mentor, the deadline for you is Sunday. Let me see. I want to read it from here, not to mess it up. The deadline for you is 27, as far as I know, 27 9 o'clock Central European summertime. And the reason is, why is 27 and not 26? Because we have people that are Europeans, right? Because it's a European hackathon. They live in USA, and we want to give them enough time to also submit. So that's why we say, okay, we make it a day more in the morning, but 27 9 o'clock in the morning is deadline for submitting any kind of stuff project into DevPost. Again, if you need a mentor, you should submit it right now, but you don't have to have everything, right? The video, nobody cares, right? Just put your idea so we can give you a mentor. If you don't care about the mentor, you can also submit until 27 in the morning.
Cool. I think I checked all the Q&A and should already review more or less, because some of them are similar.
Can people choose their mentor? Not really. I mean, okay, so you can. Okay, so if you want to be sneaky, you can. Yeah, you can talk to. You can talk to Josine, right? Or you can put a message in the Ask Your Team Coordinator channel. I think everyone has one of those, and ask for this. But I cannot guarantee that you can do that. I mean, maybe, yeah. But if everyone would want to do that, it's a mess. Also, think about it. You might want to get to know other people. Maybe you get different perspectives. Maybe they are really cool, right? So give him a chance.
Okay. Michael, do you want to share this message, final message of the domain health and life, that people can see the final picture?
Which you mean the screenshot of this structure here, or what?
No, the one with from the opening of the channel. I will share with you.
Okay.
Where is this? Okay. where I can add something for you, Michael. Where is the place that you can see?
I can see in Slack if you want, if you don't want everyone else to see it.
Okay, no, yeah. I'm giving to you now by Slack in our Slack. Give me one
cool.
second.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Deliverable. What will be the deliverable? So, hey, you have to read this document here because this is the so-called participant information kit. If you're a participant, you must read this document. We put a lot of time into creating it, and it tells you everything. Okay, you have to put which information you have to put. That we do expect a video from you as well, not today, but until the deadline, which is 27 April 9 in the morning. Until then, yes, a video is a must. But it says everything here in the document. Please read it. This document is very important.
So you have it, Michael. You have the message.
Okay, let me check your message.
It's in our official Slack for the hackathon.
Okay. Let me see. Oh man, you know that in the official Slack in the hackathon, I have 1 million messages from individual people writing me, "Hey, what's going on?"
Anyway, maybe I can share my screen.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
You see? If not, let me know.
This is the. This is what you want to share.
Yeah. Because some people were asking.
Let me do that. I know what you mean. I will go to make a screenshot and put it here in the webinar. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So I hope it was a useful webinar. As you say, I tried to do very practical, very dynamic. It's not easy, but again, now many of my teammates, part of the team, are not here. Long day for them. I suppose they are already in the dinner. In 4 minutes, we have the applause moment as well. So it's a good moment also to finish. Yeah, that's the message. So again, for this message, I'm going to edit. I'm going to add, as Michael mentioned, I'm going to add here, all in each line, in each challenge, all the team coordinators, mentor coordinators, and each challenge board in each challenge. And in here, I will put the domain board, okay? So for the domain board, please, for the people that are already now in the webinar, I would like to highlight that the team leaders, again, team leaders can contact directly with a direct message to the domain board. So I will try to simplify with keywords what are the different combinations of these 6 people that are part of this domain board, okay? So I hope can be a special support, okay, apart from the other teammates that, as you can see, is very clear who is the leading person, okay, in each challenge. But I can repeat, so it's Bobby in challenge of protective equipment, Lucia for ventilators, Anna for protection of medical personnel, Ion, real-time communication prevention, Pedro for chip rapid test, Lourdes for lack of skilled caregivers, Antonio for research, and Pablo for other. And that's it. As you know, there are 6 channels in each challenge, and the code is, in alphabetic, in by number, so hashtag C01 and the same until the last challenge, that is hashtag C08. So that's it. So again, this message is in the domain health and life public channel, where now currently we have, let me check right now, we have nearly 9,000 people. So impressive, 9,000 people already in this specific domain. So thank you so much. And in this channel, what we are going to do is just to give, as I mentioned, the channel is to give key practical information, plus to explain who is your key contact person, okay, in order to accelerate any need, okay? And again, it's a pleasure that I can be supporting at this level. And we will be here until Sunday, and also after, because this is not finished on Sunday. We are creating a good now team combination, so let's think about this as well after the hackathon. And
so
that's
there
it
is
from
one more question that maybe makes sense here. So there's a question about the Google Sheet that is called EU versus virus, health and life domain coordination, and it says that in the table I see all the challenges in the domain have already a list of teams and coordinators, except the first one, protective equipment. When will it be completed? Yeah, so we will take care of it today.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's time to close because, it's the moment of the applause. Here I am from Spain. I think all over Europe we are doing at the same time, more or less. So thank you so much for that. As you see, Michael Ionita is a very important person as well in the hackathon, has a transversal vision, is part of the organizers, is there, is a fantastic teammate. So thank you, Michael. It was a pleasure, okay, to have this webinar with you.
Thank you very much, and I'm happy that we were able to answer so many questions because everything in life is about producing value for other people. So I think we did that today. Sorry for a little bit of tech issues, but it's not really relevant. I think we brought a lot of value today. Thank you, Arturo, for organizing it so well. So
thank you so much, Michael. It's teamwork. So again, now let's have some relax a little bit, at least for us. Few moments. Please, tomorrow we will start fast speed. Okay, I will be very early or already online. Okay, so let's have a good night because tomorrow I think we are not going to sleep. Okay, that's the idea. Okay,
that's the idea, man.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Okay, see you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
I will have the video recording.